Hello! It is the 1st of February and the first day of the 30 days of self-care challenge. Day 1 is just mental preparation, and I've been thinking about this all day, sort of, like just, you know, keeping it in mind. And I am pretty much prepared, you know, I've been prepared since I created it. I know there's gonna definitely be some things that might be a little bit challenging, and time-wise sometimes might be a little bit weird, but this is the time for me to take some time for me. This is the purpose of it, you know, so I need to make sure that I take some time for me even if it is a very busy day. The only thing I really needed to do today was to pick a notebook for the whole notes of this thing, and I picked this one because I had it for ages, I like it, and I haven't really used it properly. I think that's everything. I want to keep those quite like short, and today was really nothing. So let's go to the day 2 then. Hello! It is day 2. So I don't actually remember what the prompt is for today, so let me just grab my thing and let's check up. This is the most fun part, is to check it. Prep done. Alright, so day 2 is managing expectations. If I remember correctly, oh shizzle, I forgot to actually do the sleep and mood tracker. I think for today I slept at like around 6.5 on the scale because my back was sore, and my mood today so far is around 7, I'd say. So write down 5 expectations that I hold for myself every day. Alright, so for the few, I wrote down some expectations. I think most of them probably have something to do with my productivity, but I tried to like split it up a little bit. So now we're gonna try and check, just like do a reality check for all of those expectations, see if it's like feasible, maybe somehow twist it so it's gonna be less stressful if you don't exceeded that expectation. So I wrote down 5 because I think that's what my goal was. So number 1 is to upload almost daily. I know I upload every Wednesday and Sunday, and those are my upload days, but I have this sort of like weird inner expectation to like from myself, just from myself, to upload daily, and it makes absolute 0 sense and no one really wants that. But most of these things that I wrote down I do enjoy, but I feel like I need to lower my expectations to at least like not daily, at least like 3 times per week or something. So I will try to this is purely me as well, it's just, yeah. Number 2 is to post a lot of Insta stories, but I'm not gonna change this expectation because first of all, it doesn't actually stress me out. Second of all, I actually really do like posting a lot of Instagram stories, and when I don't post them, like recently sort of, I'm not too stressed about it, so I'm fine with that expectation, really. My 3rd expectation is for my work to be boring. I know it's a little bit of a weird one. It's not really like expectations of myself to do something, but I always go with an expectation for work to be boring, which it is. But I just want to not have that expectation, so it would be easier for work to not be as boring. Do you know what I mean? My 4th one is to be very productive after I come back from work. I need to sort of like give myself some chill time and just realize that I work a full day and then I come back and I don't have to work, I don't have to continue to work on like candles, I don't have to continue to do anything. I can chill because I need to realize that most of my work is already done for the day, because I really don't. Most of the time I will consider the stuff that I do at home, obviously because we work on ourselves, so that's a bit different. So I think because since I started this and everything else, and as much as I love it, the weekends used to be, you know, work on yourself type of things, and it is still. I have to push everything that I cannot do now during the weekends because of filming and taking photos and editing after work hours, and it is very difficult. My last expectations of myself is to answer quickly to people, but it doesn't stress me out that I answer quickly to the people who I'm comfortable talking with, and then if I realize that I maybe want to give myself some more time to answer to other people, I'm fine with that. So it is an expectation that sometimes stresses me out, but I'm mostly okay with that one. So I found 3 expectations that I really think that I should work a little bit more at. It's interesting. It's interesting to see what I think about myself. Hope your challenges are going well. This is the day 2. This was quite quick. I had to like sit down for a little bit and like reflect, but other than that, I feel like this is all good. I still have a lot to do today. That being said, I'm not really doing good on that expectation of like not pushing myself, but I do have a few things to do. But I think I'm gonna start with just some reading time. See you tomorrow. Hello, it is day 3 today. I don't know what I'm doing this. This is not 3, this is 5. I've had quite a productive day. I actually woke up in a really good mood and managed to sort of stay in a good mood. But just thought I'll share with you that I am in a good mood, because sometimes it's good to do that as well, because I always make a point of sharing that I'm in a bad mood, but today is not one of those days. Yeah, I'm gonna sit down and do day 3. I think today is the breakdown. We're supposed to break our day into hourly intervals of how we think that this goes. I'm also somewhat a little bit surprised that I'm in a good mood, because my ASOS order came and I had to send basically everything back because nothing looks as good as I thought it would, and whatever. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do 2 days. Oh, this is gonna be not correct, is it? There's no like pressure for today because we're not actually doing anything. We're just sort of guessing what we spend our days in, like at or stuff. I'm gonna do 2 versions of this. Alright, so on a normal day, so I'm just gonna write like very simplistically the numbers here for the hours. My wish for a few more minutes of sleep like wins over anything, unless I actually have to wake up. So I push it to the very possible last minute and then end up rushing to work. It's great. 0 out of 10 though, do not recommend. So from 7:30 to 9 packing and going to work, then until 5 I work again, and this is where the harder part begins. What I think, I get home at around 6, so from 6 onwards now, what do I do? This is like I know obviously this really depends on day to day. I'm gonna split the evening differently now, so from 6 to 12 o'clock, because most of the time I think that's my usual time to go to bed on a day where I have work tomorrow. Out of those 6 hours roughly, editing videos, editing photos, or responding to comments, any YouTube related social stuff, for 1.5 hours maybe. Then I'm gonna be watching some videos for at least half an hour. That's stupid. I probably will watch it for like at least an hour. I think nowadays I will probably most likely will spend at least an hour either constantly texting or speaking on the phone to a friend, maybe more, it depends. But yeah, if I'm cooking, that's gonna be another hour. This is if I'm not working on candles. Again, it depends. This is sort of like a stupid exercise. Maybe it'll work out. If I have time left over, honestly, I'm gonna YouTube and Insta needs to go up to 2 hours, because I don't think it's only 1 hour. And if I actually do have an hour left over from all of the things that I need to check up and respond to people, it'll be reading. I feel like that sounds about right. Tomorrow is the 15-minute walk. I am hoping that it's not. I'm actually glad it wasn't today, because I was worried it might be, and it's pouring outside, so glad it isn't. So yeah, hope you guys are good. What I realized mainly of this is that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have like quite like a set schedule of the things that I do, and maybe the lack of the structure leaves me with less time to do the things that I would like to do in free time, because I just all over the place. I don't know. Interesting. Hey guys, so you know how I said yesterday that I was in a really good mood? Well, so today was not so much. I suppose started by me dreaming of the World War III, but that's really irrelevant. I woke up and Momo was not well again, so spent my whole morning cleaning cat piss. Fun times. Then had an argument with my boyfriend. And today is day 4, and it's supposed to be like a 15-minute walk, which I understand would probably benefit me, but at the same time I don't want to, and I don't feel like pushing myself to do something I don't want to today. So instead, mixing this up a little bit and allowing myself enough time to set up my bullet journal. This is the 2nd month that I've not set it up for the month to begin with, so it's the 4th of February and I haven't started yet, because I let it go so hectic that I don't have time to plan my time, and I feel like that's probably not the best thing. Again, I'm not pressuring myself to keep up with my bullet journal, and to be fair, even like the last week of it, last time, it's just empty because I didn't write anything down. And I'm also mixing it up with some sort of like painting, I suppose, drawing. I'm very not good at drawing, but I'm gonna do it either way. And I'm theming this for Harry Potter the Chamber of Secrets because that's the book that we're rereading this month. And I've just started, but I'm gonna try and make the cover page be the door to the Chamber of Secrets. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn up. What up, my dudes? It's day today. What is the day today, Momo? You're not Momo, you're Zeus. I am a bad mother. So not organized for this stuff. Cold. Need to pop into the shower though. So there's no point on putting more layers on. Right, so what is up with my hair? All this will... It'll do. It's day 5. Today's prompt is to make a new meal, and if you don't have time, then just to buy a new meal. Or just try something you haven't tried before. It's already almost 4 o'clock in the evening. I know it doesn't look like it, but yeah, I've been working on the rest of the bullet journal that I wanted to do, then filmed it, edited it, uploaded it, and been looking after Momo. I announced the book in the jar thing, and I have a gym session at 6, which means that I have to leave like 20 past 5 because it's miles away. But I remember that I always wanted to try something and I haven't yet, so I'm gonna try and do the overnight oats thing. So I'll look up what I need for it, and then when I'm back and I have a minute, I'll do that, because I assume that doesn't take long and I've never tried it, and I can take it for breakfast with me tomorrow for work. Oh my god, so much sadness, guys. I've just watched Jess's vlog, and she's doing the challenge with me as well. And it was a wonderful vlog, and she started the challenge, and then I saw her doing the challenge and realized that I legitimately failed at my own challenge because I forgot a few things. So, well, we're just gonna pretend that I didn't forget those things, and yeah. But yeah, the things that I forgot, the most important thing for the prep day, that's why it felt so like empty. I was like, there's nothing to do on the first day. What was I thinking? The purpose of the first day, it was not only just to gather everything because you need it. No, the purpose was to set yourself a goal, to set yourself a reward that you're gonna give yourself after the 30 days. So yeah, basically I forgot. I'm sorry. So I'm setting myself a reward and I'm writing it in the notebook, so we know I have it. Jess is getting a plant, and this is from Jess Reads Books. I'll link her down below. I also really wanted a plant, but then I realized I really don't have any space for the plant, and I couldn't have a real plant. I would get a fake one because the real one would get eaten by Zeus. So the next thing that obviously comes to my mind is to like buy myself like 4 books or something. I sort of really want a good food processor, but we so don't have space for it. Yeah, either like a food processor or maybe one of those things. This is what happens when you somehow become an adult and everything to do with kitchen appliances like excites you. But what is my dream? Ooh, another kitchen appliance. Yeah, that is my life now. One of those like the, you know, with the zucchini shredder things that like make them into spirals. What the hell do you call them? Maybe something like that. I dreamt of this really weird creature that was like a tiny fluffy hippo creature thing. And it was so adorable, and it rolled in a puddle of the size of it was like it would fit in my palm. I know, because it sat in my palm. And it was like really tiny, and that creature found a puddle of paint and like rolled in it. And I remember we were at some sort of, I say remember, it was a dream. We were in some sort of cabin in the Alps or something, and my parents were in this massive like white bed, and the little fluffy hippo type of creature started like running all over the bed and like getting paint all over the white sheets and stuff, and everyone were not mad because it was just that cute, so it could get away with murder if it wanted. I want one So yeah, I found the recipe online. I'm gonna actually try and keep up with the measurements there, because I assume there's some sort of ratio of like oats to not oats for this to come out right. Probably not gonna have all of it, but we'll see. So yeah, the only measuring thing of a cup, because I know we had like a crappy set of all of them that I could see, was the 1/3. So we'll go with that. Usually I just do everything by, you know, just whatever seems right, I'll do that. Yeah, I'm changing some bits because I couldn't get strawberries. So this calls for 1/3 of a cup of chopped strawberries. I'm gonna replace that with raspberries. And this is 1/3, lucky us. Oh, 1/2 of a cup of chopped kiwi, alright. Then they're asking for 1 tablespoon of chia seeds or chia seeds, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Chia seeds.
Yeah, I didn't have that, so we're skipping this. 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. I actually did get maple syrup because I've been meaning to for a while to make parsnip. Is it parsnip? I'm thinking about something else. No, parsnip, I think, with maple syrup. A teaspoon of vanilla, 1/2 a cup of rolled oats, 1/2 a cup of plain Greek yogurt, and so yeah, 1/2 a cup of plain Greek yogurt. I'm gonna use the dairy-free one. Oh, lime's juice, don't have that. Oh well. Oh yeah, 1/2 of a cup of milk. Again, I'm gonna use dairy-free alternative. Cool. Fill a jar. Let's go get jars. Okay, so those are done. They look really watery. I understand that it's gonna expand and stuff, and I might have like overfilled it a little bit. Also the edges really annoy me, but yeah. So we'll see how it is in the morning. At the moment it looks disgusting. We'll just see. I'll top it with like fruit and stuff in the morning. Morning. I'm gonna see if it's edible or not. This is how it looks like. Still looks pretty... Today is the 7th. Today is the 7th of February. I crawled out of bed. It's almost 10 now. I was working in bed and trying to survive. During the night I got a migraine and I didn't realize that, and that's why I slept so bad. I took some painkillers and said that I'm gonna work from home. I'm lucky to have a good, really understanding manager who seems to be okay with this. I just put the blinds down, had this for like when it gets really bad, and put my laptop's brightness all the way down, because last month I had a really bad migraine and I pushed myself when I went to work and I started shaking and almost passing out and almost being nauseous there, and a co-worker had to drive me back. So not only did I went and like tortured myself, but I inconvenienced everyone else around me. So you know what? I've decided not to do that again. So I just wanted to pop in here and to update you guys on what is up. I feel much better now, able to like get out of bed. I'm moving to my desk and I'm gonna be working from home from there, not from the bed now. So I am really hopeful and just positive attitude that it's gonna go away by noon as well, because it's Logan's birthday and I really want to do what he planned to do, which is to go to the cinema in the evening and for once not ruin it with my crappy health. He would be completely understanding, but it's his birthday and I really don't want to be ill constantly. Just wanted to pop in here very quickly and to say that yesterday was day 5 and I was feeling extremely shattered. Now I sort of see, maybe I should have seen this coming, but I was feeling extremely shattered and I was really busy, and I was going to the post offices for various locations and sending the candle orders out, so I didn't have it in me at all. I was so shattered. I literally just crashed, but didn't fall asleep, just crashed in general. And I didn't have it in me to do the challenge, but since I'm working at home, I think I'm gonna try and do the challenge for yesterday and today for the self-care during my lunch break. So I'm gonna head back to work, gonna eat my second jar of overnight oats because they were quite okay, and I still have blueberries to top it with. So I'm gonna catch up with you during my lunch break. So yesterday's prompt was to declutter a bit that really annoys you, that you like keep avoiding. But to be fair, at the moment our flat is really messy, so what helps me the most is to tidy the things that annoy me the most at the moment, which are not really like special, not like hidden drawers or anything, but things that really need to be done. I think because obviously I don't have that much time at the moment, but clean my desk is just gonna be a lot of tidying. It's not gonna be like too difficult, and put all of the wash away because this is just laundry that I've taken out of the rack, but I haven't put it into place. This is probably the fastest I've sort of got. I don't want to say that I got rid of it, migraine, but I'm in the stage of, you know, like the third day when it just like subsides, but your head is a little bit like, what is going on? I'm there now, and put a face mask on because I think that's today's prompt. So that's perfect. I'm gonna put a face mask on because I can do that and continue working. Hooray, sofas cleared, desk area cleaned, hooray. Everything else still a mess, but we're gonna worry about that another day when we're feeling better. Also, this is absolutely terrifying. But it's actually really nice, especially for my headache, because it's like really cold. But yeah, back to work I go. This is scary. Hello guys. So I need to catch up with you there for a little bit. Today is the 10th of February. What a month. I don't think I could have possibly selected a least suitable month to do this for myself. When was the last time I checked in? Because I actually just couldn't. And again, I'm trying to take my own like health as a priority, and I was like, I just can't be in front of the camera. One of the days was I would have just cried in front of the camera. And I just didn't really fancy that. Another one was just me being too tired. But yeah, things have gone a little bit out of hand, and my health like was really bad, and my mental health was probably the reason. On the last day I think that I checked in on you was when was Logan's birthday, and I was saying that I really don't want my health to influence the ability to enjoy the birthday, and so we went to the cinema, and apparently that was 4XD, which is like, you know, more than 3D. It was like the chairs that move, and you would have like air puffs behind your ear in front of your face from the sides. You'll have like water spraying, and you'll have like lights flashing, and while you're still moving, and everything at the same time. And unfortunately after like 10 minutes I was like, I'm so overwhelmed and disoriented, I have to leave. And I felt so bad. I felt like absolute shit. Logan was really nice about it, but it didn't make me feel any better, especially for the fact that I was really pushing through that day to just like be normal. And I wasted so much money because that was so expensive. But moving on from that, the next day I go to work and my boss pulls me away, and she says basically at our work they're trying to like save money, and they're not hiring people to fill in the places of people that are leaving, and they're like shifting things about. And there's one team that is very difficult to work in, and when I stayed in this job after I was then covering maternity leave, which is how I started it, I was saying I don't want to be in that team, I will stay if I'm gonna be in this team. And I was in that team, and we were both like chill, me and the other person, and we had like a really good thing going. And I was finally remembering the academic faces, like putting them to names and stuff, and getting really comfy there and just happy. And I was like, I'm trying to change my health, and in like 6 months I'll find another job, because I didn't want to go through all of the changes at once. So yeah, the decision has been made way before I knew about it. Just the timing of it, I consciously decided, because at first I was like, I'm gonna look for a new job after the Christmas break. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sort my health first, because that only makes sense. And I didn't want to change everything altogether. And yeah, now the life is saying like, nah bruh, you're gonna have to have a new job that pays the same shit money. Because the whole thing was to like find a job that I would, one, care for, and two, would get paid more. And now I'm gonna have a new job that doesn't pay more and I didn't apply for. So that's great. That's, yes, I'm sure my attitude was somewhat influenced by the fact that I was really not sleeping well at all, because Momo was still unwell, so he wakes us up during the night. And also I have extreme stomach cramps that I wake up at 4 AM and then can't fall asleep. And then when I do sleep, I just roll all the time and I don't actually sleep that well. So I was extremely sleep deprived, and my like back started hurting because of the sleep deprivation, because apparently that's a thing. But yeah, everything looked even worse because of that. So basically I took a decision of not carrying on with the project because I was sleep deprived. I was just out of it. But I'm just gonna catch up now, because why not? Track your day, I did start that, I remember. And it was one of the days that's really, I'm just gonna do it opposite the one that we planned. That day is gonna be really not representative of what I usually do. But yeah, because it was. And literally all I've done when I came back was just crash on the bed, didn't even change anything, and just spoke with a friend for the rest of the evening, because I was like ranting away, and it was great. So much for tracking. I mean, I probably should try and track like a normal day, but oh, so yesterday was to compare those 2 days. Maybe I'll try and track another day. Maybe I'll try and track Tuesday. I'll try and do that maybe, and then compare those. So I'm sort of like carrying this on. Today's is to meditate. I'm gonna read, I'm gonna play games maybe, I'm gonna maybe watch something. I'm gonna basically not film, not take photos, not work on social medias in any way, unless maybe a vlog. You know what I realized? I haven't had a day like that that's like not scheduled to like do stuff. I'm not even joking, like during the weekends, because I have to cram, because I like to though, like this is my own like doing. So the last time I had like a day that I didn't really do any of those things was probably summer 2017. So yeah, I'm gonna take a day like that. Maybe I'll take you along. We'll see. Macy's. Yeah, give me. So yeah, we're gonna go do stuff, and I'll speak to you later. Bye. Bringing me emotional support.
No, I'm gonna Momo emotional support.
Momo needs emotional support. Come here, Momo.
This is an emotional support. No.
Oh no. So yeah, this started well and positive. I went to make myself a coconut milk shake thing, like with protein and stuff and bananas, and just completely collapsed on the floor because of a cramp attack. So I have like dodgy insides, so basically couldn't even stand up, started crying. But I was still in like a really good mood. It was just more frustration, because I was like, oh for fuck's sake, I just wanted a day when I take a day off of everything, and not because I'm like crippled. But hey, a day off is a day off, so I'm taking advantage of. What are you doing? Sis, what exactly are you doing? Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start reading this. This is We Are the Ants. Oops, sun. Oh, interesting. That never happens. Then I think I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna go ahead and order some books, because I haven't done that in a while. Like place a good old strong order from Amazon. So yeah, thought I'll update you. Hello! So it is the Sunday of whatever the number it is. Great. So yesterday I did my like meditation thing. Well, I attempted it yesterday. It was really hard, which is not surprising, because for me my main thing is that my mind is so busy. It's probably very much of a good idea for me to try to meditate, but I feel like at the moment there's too much on it that it's almost like overwhelming, so I think I'm not gonna try that soon. So because I didn't do any type of like filming or photo taking yesterday, I have to do it all today. So I really So I woke up early, which is like, yay! And I'm gonna, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna wait till the direct sunlight goes away because I really need to take photos, but I can't really do that with direct sunlight because the light is all different and it just doesn't fit my feed. But let's just go ahead and look at what the challenge was for today. Oh, I also read a lot of We Are the Ants yesterday because I picked it up in the morning, and I just sort of like spent most of the day reading with like distractions of sorts. Hello. Hi. How's it going? Did I disturb you? Huh? What? Oh, bud. And I am now here, so I don't have that much left. I think I have like 100 pages left. This feels like a really big book, but actually isn't. Like when the page number is like 450, which is still, I suppose, decent. I am really enjoying it. It was more high school-ish than I anticipated, which is just my own false expectations, I suppose, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just not what I had in mind. So I do like some of the aspects a lot. For example, that there is a representation of Alzheimer's in the family, because I think that really punches in the feels, other than the alien part, which I think is some sort of coping mechanism for sure. It's a lot about bullying and about like person dealing with the death of the boyfriend, but it's very funny. Well, not like very funny, but like it's funny. And it's not hard to read, although for some people might be. Could be triggering. Anyway, I'm excited to see how this ends up. Let's go back to what I was talking about. It's to turn 3 weaknesses into strength. So I'm just taking a little big break from editing, so I thought I'm gonna go ahead and do the thing. I feel like this month has been really difficult. I don't know really why. I have my tea because it's cold. I'm not in like the best mindset. I feel like I'm very much imagining or just getting myself into the spiral of a lot of illnesses that I don't have. I hope. So yeah, this might be a little bit difficult then, considering, but let's try and do the thing. Day 11. Brew some tea. Score. Let's focus on 3 weaknesses. Sounds fun. You believe you have. Identify 3 things that pop into your head. Nah, I'm a lie. Now counter these weaknesses with something positive. Example, and I use an example from myself so I can use that again. So one of mine is that I think I am too sensitive and I let small things, especially from other people, get to me. I think I'm reasonable when it comes to stuff like mean comments and things, but it's more like in real life, especially if it's a comment that's supposed to be, even if it's like a nice matter, if it's pointing out something that I maybe like points into some sort of incompetence, I get really upset. Not at the person, just like at myself in my mind. So, or just any other comment that they didn't mean anything by, and then I just invent in my head like 150 meanings of what I think they said. So obviously that causes a lot of distress sometimes. It always just depends on things like how well I slept, how many hours I had, how is my health. I turned that into a positive while I was preparing the notes for this. To say that it means that I actually listen to people. I know it's like a stretch, but it does say bullshit until it makes sense. It means that I listen to every single word that people say, I mean most of the time. So I'm very attentive, which could be a positive thing. So now let's sit and think of other 2 things that I'm shit at. This is not fun. Okay, I think I have another 2 that I feel like actually I could go on and on, but I think I'm just gonna stop at the other extra 2. I feel like the second one is kind of similar in the sense that in the bullshitting way into like it is a positive. Very relevant for recent days is that I worry about my health way too much. It's one of the triggers for my anxiety. That's how it all started. That's how I went through a lot of doctors and in a different country even. But yeah, I tend to listen to my body a little bit too much, I suppose. But I do have quite like a high pain threshold. It's just that I am most of the time in pain. It really gets to you. So a positive is that I do listen to my body. The problem here is that I worry about it and I fixate on it, and once I notice something in my body and that's like a negative thing, I'll like focus on it, I'll constantly think about it. So that is definitely a negative and it causes me anxiety. Another positive that I thought I'll add is that I really now really do appreciate the good days way more. If I wake up and I don't have a migraine, and if I wake up and my leg is not really painful, if I wake up and my stomach is fine, I will be in such a good mood by default. I mean, nowadays I'm trying to just be in a good mood regardless, because in a sense I've given up. In a like a nicer sense, I'm just like, there's no point in me like being in a bad mood. Although obviously there are some days that I can manage that, but sometimes I trick myself into being like, you know what, it hurts, so it's fine. I acknowledge that it hurts, but I'm still gonna have a nice day. I try. But basically I appreciate the days that I'm actually like pretty much in a no pain so much, so that's a positive, right? And the number 3 is that I work myself out like silly. I will do things after work all the time. I will continue to work after work, I mean, on other things. I will take on so many projects, and a lot of my friends always say to just like not do that. Or if they ask what I'm doing and I'm just like, oh, I'm working on my candles, or I'm editing, or blah blah blah, and a lot of those things are obviously done for my own like pleasure, but it's also tedious work for your brain and your eyes. And if you spend all of the day in the office in front of the screen and you come back and spend all of the day in front of the screen and you just go and then you don't like calm down, then the sleep is not as good, blah blah blah. So I work myself silly. I just keep busy, and that is my personality though. Like, I will either be extremely lazy all day or I will be extremely busy all day. There's no like in between, and I am working on it. I really am. I'm not doing as much progress as I wish, because I've been working on this since like 2017. That being said, I took on so many like personal projects, you know, like YouTube and Instagram and candles in 2017, so clearly not going that way. But if not those things, it would be something else. Before that I had a beauty blog and a lifestyle blog, and before that I was writing. You know, it's just which I also want to do again, because you know, but I like to be busy, that's the point, and I don't want to not be busy. I just want to manage to have some time to relax, sort of. On the other side, it means that I am motivated and I am driven, I suppose. I feel like this is probably like redirecting the frustration about my actual career and the lack of think about work. I get like anxious now because of the whole situation. I'm gonna just but anyway, yeah, so it means that I'm sort of motivated to work on myself, or at least even if it's as a coping mechanism, still find motivation to do it. To just like think about the whole week, I'd say that there was a pretty crap start for the 30 days challenge. I think I've done quite a few bits, not on days that I was supposed to do, but I honestly feel zero regret, because I clearly had a rough week and I just did what I had to do instead. The trying a new meal was fun. I think that was the most fun one. I maybe should have included a bit more like active ones, but that's because hard week. Anyway, so this is gonna come hopefully live tomorrow if I edit everything, and then I'm gonna upload the rest of them weekly. If you guys participated, let me know how this was going. What was your favorite day? What did you change some of the days? Because I know a lot of people are gonna, you know, change whatever they want to, which is the point of it. Like, just do whatever, as long as you put aside a little bit of time for yourself. I'm fairly certain I'm gonna have days that I'm just like, I just don't have time, so I'm gonna be like, instead of that, I'm gonna allow myself an hour of reading. Because if you haven't done this with us, I challenge you to today or tomorrow take at least like an hour for yourself and do whatever you want. That if you didn't plan that, plan it and do you. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Bye.